I don't know why any right-thinking person
would
fix, party nomination fees for Senate to be 8.5 million naira, for House of Representatives to be 3.8 million naira, for House of Assembly to be 1.1 million naira. Is it a business venture? Mr. Adams Oshiomhole should come out and tell us. Let us know that All Progressive Congress is now a business venture. I do not know who the present national youth leadership of APC are. Whoever you are, Shayu, Abubakar, the Southwest youth leader, I can't remember the other name. You are sleeping, you are snoring, you are docile. You are not representing the youth constituency well. If you are part of a leadership that is putting nomination forms for House of Reps at 3.8 million and for Senate at 8.5 million naira, are we going to steal the money?
Luqman Oyewole Lawal, or LOL as he is fondly called, is a 41-year-old chartered accountant, governance and social researcher. A man of many parts, Luqman is a true son of the Nigerian soil. Born in Surulere, Lagos, he had his basic tertiary education in accounting at the Olabisi Onabanjo University and went on to the University of Calabar to bag a master's degree in business administration. Luqman can be described as one who has been there and done that, but as a man who never turns a blind eye to the potential of Nigeria's teeming youth population, Luqman formed an NGO called the Ultimate Youth Dream Initiative in 2014, www.ultimateyouth.dream.com, with which he carried out a governance and society situational audit. He has also been involved in social projects like the first ever Surulere's Got Talent, free medical outreach, impact assessment of laws, as well as policies and programs and projects of government. Luqman is happily married with kids and is fast becoming one of Nigeria's leading men of thought.
Well, it's another very beautiful day, beautiful moment on Asabi Africa TV as we arrive somewhere in Lagos, in the city of Lagos, to meet a man that is known for his rational thinking, a man that is known for his knowledge about youth development, about democracy as it affects people at the grassroots. As we know, in Nigeria right now, and especially in Lagos, a whole lot of people are preparing for the elections, especially elections to the different spaces in the polity, the local government election, the House of Representative election, the senatorial election. And one very big issue that is ravaging the ruling party is the issue of nomination forms, that is also called expression of interest form, and the prices that are attached to some of the positions for election. The presidency, according to reports, anybody that is aiming for presidential election is going to pay 55 million naira, whereby the opposition PDP is just asking for 12 million, and those that are asking or going for the House of Rep in Abuja are to pay 1.1 million, when the PDP is asking for 600,000, and those that are going for the senatorial election are paying 8.5 million, when the opposition PDP is asking for just 3.8 million. The prices varies, but everybody's asking at what is going to be the role or the benefit of the progressive. If the election, if the positions are for deep pockets, then what is going to be the position of the ordinary man? What is going to be the rights of the ordinary man to aspire to a position of change, to aspire to a position whereby he can also play a role in the reforms of life and play a role in his own destiny. Today we are meeting a young man, a great man who has also taken a shot at politics several times, a man who is an economist, a visionary, a thinker, a leader of the young people in Lagos, and especially in Lagos. He is a chartered accountant, a governance and social researcher. He's been on several fora talking about the role of policy in governance, the role of policy in life-changing issues of life. I'm very privileged to meet Mr. Luqman Oyewole Lawal, the one that is famously known as LOL in Lagos. Sir, we thank you for giving us the privilege to talk to you in Lagos.
Thank you very much.
We've been trying to reach out to you in the last few days when your party brought us some new measures, especially as regard the policy of direct primary and the charges that are attached to some of the positions that young people are aspiring to. And because we see you as the face of the young people in Nigeria, not just in Lagos, we've seen you on several television programs talking about the role of politics as it has to do with changing of the lives of the young people. We've had you on radio, on YouTube channels, on several social media, talking about what it means for us to use governance to change the position of the young people, especially from the cradle to the zenith. Sir, when you heard about the new policy of your party, especially as regards the kind of money that people are expected to pay for different roles, how did you feel? Do you think the APC is on the right track?
Thank you very much. As I'm talking to you now,
okay, sir,
I am pained. I am deeply pained that gradually the present crop of leadership of the APC seem to be sliding backwards. And I would expatiate.
I would like to expatiate, sir.
What I mean by sliding backwards, because as we speak today,
yes, sir,
this new leadership have just been there barely 2 months.
Yeah,
and they've come in at a time when several critical national issues have taken the front burner. And for me, I have heard a lot of inflammatory statements. So much of inflammatory statements.
Are you from party stakeholders? Or?
From the chairman of the party in particular. And I don't know whether this is a garrison command or not. I don't know what we are tilting towards. Because we have been sliding away from the right narratives, from the expected narratives that the teeming youth population are expecting from the present APC leadership. It's been about somebody will be impeached, these people must come back or must not go. It's about power grabbing. I have not heard any meaningful developmental discussion by the present crop of APC leadership. Some of us have been in this APC as founding members, even though we are youth. We are founding members of APC.
Founding members?
Yes. When APC came to bear, I was a founding member because I came from the ACN.
Okay.
From AD in the university to AC to ACN. Some of us are not rich in Naira, but we have deep intellect.
Yes, sir.
Our only stock in trade is knowledge and ideology. We have been following supposed leaders that have been building legacies over the period. We are not imbeciles. We are not non-entities. We have been following people because we believe in the overall ideology. We believe that this society must be better than we met it. We believe that today I am in my early 40s.
Yes, sir.
I started my political journey at 35. A lot of my peers are still struggling with physiological needs. If you look at Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs,
yes, sir,
if you cannot wriggle your way out of physiological needs, you cannot get to security, you cannot get to safety and belonging, you cannot get to self-esteem, not to talk of getting to self-actualization. For a few of us that have risen through physiological needs, security, safety and belonging, family, self-esteem and self-actualization, to say we want to come out as leaders, we want to redefine what governance is in our country.
And then governance is all about.
It's all about and should be about. And then we now have people that are insensitive
to such
to youth inclusion. They are gradually shutting us out because we don't have deep pockets. I don't know why any right-thinking person,
yes, sir,
would fix, party nomination fees for Senate to be 8.5 million naira, for House of Representatives to be 3.8 million naira, for House of Assembly to be 1.1 million naira. Is it a business venture? Mr. Adams Oshomole should come out and tell us. Let us know that All Progressive Congress is now a business venture. Because some of us, I have proof to show here.
Yes, sir.
Letter of appreciation
issued
to me by my party leadership in Sule local government
for all
my contributions. For my contributions, they will issue letter of appreciation. Some of us are in the grassroots. How many people have the leadership been meeting in the grassroots? Before we move through one street and the other, people will come and ask us for things. Even though we don't have, we give. We show empathy. How many young persons have we been mentoring over the years? We have NGO platforms. We go to secondary schools. We have modules. We cannot be sharing money. Nation building is not about sharing money. Nation building is not about, asking people to bring plenty money.
It's true.
We have been building infrastructure of the mind in secondary schools through resource modules on career path and being functional adults.
Yes, sir.
Sowing into lives of generations that are going to carry this nation forward. We've been going to higher institutions, giving modules on the role of the youth in nation building. Telling youth to eschew drugs and substance abuse that would destroy their future. The Yorubas will say, Orishati abanle omode ni die. A fẹ́ kí ogbo. A fẹ́ kí òrìṣà yẹn kó tàn ká nìyẹn. If you are chasing away young people from APC, then you don't want any sustainable future for APC. You are saying that we do not matter. I do not know who the present national youth leadership of APC are. Whoever you are, Shayu, Abubakar, the Southwest youth leader, I can't remember the other name. You are sleeping, you are snoring, you are docile. You are not representing the youth constituency well. If you are part of a leadership that is putting nomination forms for House of Reps at 3.8 million and for Senate at 8.5 million naira, are we going to steal the money? And when we get there, are we going to keep racketeering and doing the business as usual that has kept us where we are?
But honestly, I wanted to comment.
It is so shameful.
Yeah, because
when I first saw the price list, I thought it was mere speculation, and I was waiting, for the right channel of the party leadership to come out and say, yes, these are the prices. Who are those that agreed those fees? What are those fees going to be used for? These are examples of expression of interest form. It will just come in 1, 2, 3 pages where you will fill your biodata, your political history, your political appointment, if any, and any other information. And so is the nomination forms. The women organizations have been clamoring for so many years.
Yes, sir.
Now, a lot of them, they've really moved far. Because now women don't pay for nomination fees.
Yeah, they say they are not paid.
But where are the youth leadership of our party? In the states, in the Southwest zonal level, and at the national level. I am disappointed in them. They have failed the entire youth constituency of All Progressive Congress. We are not charlatans. I'm a chartered accountant, governance and social researcher. I am in politics because I develop solution models that can solve our problem as a nation, as a people. I am aspiring to go to the Senate with 5 solution models embedded in 10 legislative bills. I'm not going there for self-aggrandizement or for business as usual. Why will you shut me out to come and pay 8.5 million naira? Why?
Sorry.
Where do I get the kind of money from?
In a country whereby you see a senator of the Republic displaying his Ferrari on social media, displaying his Bugatti, his very expensive motorbike. I mean, I'm talking of the senator, Federal Republic Senator Dino Melaye and all that. A lot of people are also looking at it that he sets economic gambit. I mean, is this position for sale? I mean, if they are acting for this kind of amount, a lot of young people who have been reacting on social media say, okay, is it expensive? Sir, you as a person, as a thinker and as a governance and social researcher expert, what do you think it's all about? Do you think it is about making money for the party? I mean, according to what some people are saying in the paper, what is the fear?
Unfortunately, as a people,
and because they are saying
as a people, we have lost our values system. The senator you mentioned is a part of my generation. Dino Malaya is in his early 40s.
Yes, sir.
But he has not represented my generation well. He has been an example of several misdeeds, several negative things. And unfortunately, he is mentoring a lot of thousands and hundreds of thousands of young persons in that negative mode. I have started citizens reorientation and re-engineering for about 5 years or more. Because the negative norms have now been accepted. Negatives in this society are now norms. The Senate or House of Representatives or governorship positions are not for self-enrichment. They are for service to the people.
Not for self-enrichment.
As I'm talking to you, not for self-enrichment.
But for service to the people.
Definitely. The fees for nomination forms represent only about 5% of your cost of electioneering in this climb. You have to mobilize people. The people are highly impoverished. Before you can make any meaningful meeting with a hungry mind, then you must provide something for him or her to take in. When people come for our meetings, they will now come and ask for transport fares because they don't have. The next time they are telling you about their children's unemployment status.
Jesus.
That look, I have sent my word through primary, secondary, university education. They don't have jobs. I have not seen that household in Nigeria that does not have an unemployed person. Every employed person in Nigeria have close to 5 or 10 dependents waiting for them on a monthly basis. And then we have people, as I'm talking to you now, I have a model on employment and employability. I have a model on education. I have a model on the creation of an impact assessment unit for general governance. I have a model for financial re-engineering. My model of financial engineering is embedded into 2 bills. A bill for budget harmonization. If that bill should be passed, there will be no more budget padding in Nigeria.
Are you sure, sir?
There will be nothing called budget padding. If my bill on budget harmonization comes to the floor of the National Assembly come 2019.
I'm surprised.
Because the legislature have a function of representation. The people would ask them, what have you attracted to my constituency as a federal lawmaker? So we cannot shut them out to say they cannot, bring up projects based on needs assessment of their constituents. However, at what point are they going to input those projects into the budget, estimate that has been submitted to them by the budget office? So that bill is going to look at that. The second bill of financial re-engineering is going to say we want to build institutions.
Okay, sir.
The policemen on the street have not been, they don't get paid regularly. They don't get their safety boots, their helmets, life assurance policies, welfare, where they live. If we don't put all those things in place, we can never get the best out of the police. We can never get the best out of the prison warders. We can never get the best out of the immigration officers because they are going to interface, with members of the public.
Okay, they are going to interface really
on a daily basis, on the lowest rung.
Yep.
So the financial re-engineering model is going to look at the right compensation for labor model that will be adequate for the average policeman in Nigeria, for the average immigration officer. We have just finished a prison visitation project.
Yes, I was coming to
before this interview.
Because I learned some of your
at the medium security prisons in Kirikiri. You need to see how the prisons are.
The prisons.
The
state of the prison and
the state of the prisons. The warders have told me today they've not been paid.
My God.
They are like beggars. Why should we have a system that would make the people that are supposed to drive that system? A system is inputs plus processes equals to output. But the human component will be driving the system at every point in time. So if you don't put the right compensation model for the human component, your system will fail at the start. Your system would never run. We cannot move forward in this country if we don't build institutions. So the financial engineering model is going to build institutions in Nigeria. I only spoke about a model now.
Okay, sir.
The financial engineering model is in 2 legs as bills.
Oh.
One.
Yep.
The first one.
Okay, sir. The first one, Adam.
You know, on financial engineering is the one, you know, that will do budget harmonization, like I have mentioned.
Yes, sir.
By the time we have budget and harmonization bill passed into law, there will be nothing called budget padding again in Nigeria.
I'm surprised.
The second bill on financial engineering is the one I'm talking about on the adequate compensation model for labor.
That's for labor, as public servants.
As public servants, as members of those essential services. Okay. Our teachers will be well paid before we can get anything out of the educational, you know, institution. We will not get anywhere if we don't compensate them adequately. The police, we will not get anything from them if we don't put the right compensation model in place, if they are not well incentivized to go into that profession. That is the second bill that I'm proposing. The third bill is in the area of education.
Okay, sir.
We all know the very, you know,
the very horrible, porous,
ridiculous
system.
state of our educational system.
Yeah,
I have looked at the Universal Basic Education Commission Law Act as it is.
Okay, sir.
There are amendments that I have, you know, put up in that my bill.
Your bill
on UBEC, Universal Basic Education Commission Act.
Okay, sir.
There was an amendment in 2017, you know, a House of Reps amendment.
Okay, sir.
That the whole National Assembly have concurred to. But beyond that, that amendment is talking about reducing the matching grant.
Okay.
You know, states are supposed to contribute 50%, and then the federal government will match 50% on infrastructure for education. Okay. They can't even bring about 50% of the infrastructure development on education. So the amendment has reduced it to about 25% now, which makes a lot of sense. But beyond that, I have gone ahead to review the mandates of UBEC.
You?
Yes!
To review the mandate?
The mandate of UBEC have been reviewed in my own bill that I'm proposing.
How did you do that, sir?
Thank you very much. What is the essence of a primary education and junior secondary education that a pupil cannot read and write?
That's very
Today, 40% of our teachers in this federation, cannot read and write. They don't have the basic ability to read and write.
And we got that from Kaduna last year.
It is the same everywhere. East, west, north, south. It is a reflection of the endemic state of our education. How are we going to sleep and say we are okay if that is the state of our education as it is? So the mandate of UBEC will be reviewed in my bill. The other bill for education is on education governance and operational framework enhancement.
Educational governance
and operational framework enhancement bill. Looking at the teaching methods and processes, looking at performance appraisal. How do we appraise the performance of our pupils? Is it on mass pass, mass promotion? What is the intrinsic value of an education that you cannot apply what you have learned to your immediate environment? You cannot evaluate what you have learned. You cannot create new things that would affect life positively. When people have double PhDs, we cannot feel their impact in our society. That means our educational system is in shambles. What is the contribution of members of the academia? I've engaged a lot of them. What are you doing to improve our quality? They've told me we've put up a lot of papers, position papers, but your people are not listening in government.
Your people are not listening? In
government.
Are they referring to the political elites?
They are referring to the political elites. The professors have always come up with position papers. They have technical work groups. They've always, set up to improve life and living in our polity. But these people are deaf and dumb. So I am hoping that when I have the opportunity to represent my generation, to stand up for my generation in the National Assembly, I will be able to bring forward some of these bills and espouse these models.
So if you have the chance to sit with the National Working Committee of your party, the APC, because I'm seeing you as a dedicated youth. I've known you in the last 4 or 5 years, and I know you're a passionate APC. Let me call you young stalwart. If you have the opportunity to sit with Mr. Adam Oshomole and his leadership, what are you going to say about this fee? Because it is believed that the outrageous fee that have been enchanted, that have been structured for people to vie for various positions is like gagging out people with ideas like you.
That is the bottom truth.
Yes, what are you going
to say? That is the bottom truth. Mr. Adam Oshomole and the present National Working Committee.
Even the president is reserving his fears to his
National Executive Committee or Council of the Party are shorting us young, vibrant minds. And they are redefining what political party should entail. In my days, when I was growing up, our own fathers were action group members, UPN members. They had membership cards. When they go to party meetings, they donate, to the party purse. 50 naira, 2 kobo, 3 naira, and all that. And they had, like autographs signed by late Sage Obafemi Awolowo, to acknowledge their contribution to the party. And they will keep it and, relish joy in that.
As a memorabilia,
as a memorabilia, contributing to the development of what they believe in. The party is a vehicle.
But everybody believes that the party has lost ideology.
Is a vehicle, but
the party is now about money politics.
If they are saying that 8.5 million naira
for
Senate nomination form, 3.8 million naira for House of Reps nomination form, 1.1 million naira for House of Assembly nomination form, we are saying no. We, as the youth of APC, founding youth members, we are saying no. We are not political jobbers. We have our professions. Section 40 of the Constitution is clear about right to freedom of association. As a professional, my first point of call is public interest. I have joined Progressive since my university days. I followed all through MQ Abiola election, recording them on VHS videos, because I was passionately, interested in what becomes of socio-economic well-being of the people. The healthcare system we have is in comatose. I want a position paper from APC leadership on our healthcare system, on our education system, on employment. Today, 1 in 3 youth is either unemployed or underemployed. 40% of the youth population are into drugs and substance abuse. What are we going to do about all these things? Employment figures over 18%. Unemployment. Unemployment is in the region of 40 to 45 million people. Jobs have been lost. My model on employment and employability is also coming with 2 bills.
2 bills?
Yes.
And
one of the bills,
trying to short this one out.
One of the bills on employment and employability is saying that how can we get people direct employment? We have A-list manufacturing companies. A lot of them have packed up over the years. The few that have survived the Nigerian terrain,
yes, sir.
How can we help them in product line development, in market expansion, in capacity utilization expansion? Because if they don't have the forex or funds to get the right machinery to expand their product line, they will be hampered. They won't be able to grow at the right pace. So my model is saying we will create a special fund for A-list manufacturers. I have seen several resources, academic resources from Lagos State Chambers of Commerce and Industry, from National Association of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA. There are thinkers in all those organizations, in NECA, but they have not been able to improve the lot of their members. The Bank of Industry has been doing a lot. I am a major in impact assessment. But by the time we create that special grant for expansion in machinery, in product line, in market, and we tell them, if you are going to get our grants in all these areas,
yes,
you will give at least 2,000 direct employment to our young graduates.
Young graduates.
Immediately you are creating 2,000 direct employment as maybe Guinness Nigeria PLC, for instance. You have done times 8, 16,000 indirect employment in banking, in insurance, in advertising, in logistics, in transport, in warehousing, in several other areas. So the employment, model is saying that if we do not empower these manufacturing entities and outfits, they won't be able to take more of our people out of the unemployment dungeon that they've been. We won't be able to increase GDP at the rate we are supposed to increase it. The market is there. A lot of products are still coming in as standard.
Yeah.
From the port, harming our people.
Yes, health.
The controls are not there.
Yeah.
You understand? Then the second bill on employment and employability is talking about employment generation and enhancement.
Are you looking at compensation too? Because some people are not even earning very well.
God bless you. That is what that bill is trying to achieve. The employment generation and enhancement bill who is saying that there should be a help desk at each local government, at state level, that would collect biodata regularly, whether you are an artisan, whether you are in formal education, all the levels of qualification.
Yes, sir.
After collecting your data, regular programs that are happening, because we usually have, lack of information synergy across, the hubs at the federal level, at the state level. Some people will come up and say, oh, they are recruiting. The next thing, the agency will say is a fake recruitment thing that they're trying to defraud people of their money. So we need to create, through ICT, a universal hub, unemployment generation, unemployment database, that people can key into to know the right information on government recruitment, on private sector recruitment, and non-governmental recruitment as well. And then create job seekers allowance.
Job seekers allowance. Yes. I think I'm hearing that for the first time.
Job seekers allowance. Those are the things that keep people off crimes. In civilized crimes.
Does that relate with the 5,000 modules that the federal government is giving to poor people? Job seeker allowance.
It is.
Looks like something like a welfareist policy.
Welfareist policy. Okay. But it's going to target, those job seekers.
Okay. People that have been thrown out of the university system.
They don't have anything to do. They're just wondering. The capital is not there. They cannot access any loans. The most important part of entrepreneurship is startup.
I understand. Startup.
How much startup capital are we putting out? How much mentoring into startups are we having? Because most businesses in Nigeria die before the third year.
I agree, sir.
Because of so many, environmental terrain, hardships that people experience. So those are bills that would impact members of the household directly. Another model is here, the creation of an impact assessment unit. Today, the federal government agencies that we have is in the region of 500 agencies, ministries, departments, and agencies. Some of them have outlived their mandates. They came on.
You said bridging the huge gap in good governance
beyond rhetoric,
beyond talks.
Beyond talks, we can bridge the huge gap in governance beyond just talking. If we have over 500 ministries, departments, and agencies that cannot add value to the life of members of the household, that cannot take members of the household forward in their income, then those agencies have outlived their relevance. So this model is saying that we are going to review the mandates of all federal government agencies, municipal agencies. The ones that can align, that we can align with others. Some are departments, some are creation of laws. Once their mandates are interwoven, we will merge them together, sponsor an amendment into those laws such that they will not occupy lines of expenditure on our overheads. Because the problem we are having is part of the financial engineering model, is that our recurrent expenditure is over 70% year in, year out. Is a permanent thing.
If that's crazy, that means
we have to get out of it through financial engineering.
It's like a rat race, sir.
It is. We have to get out of recurrent expenditure over 70% year in, year out. We have to, look at ways of pruning down the ministry, department, and agencies. Not personnel now. Because people will say, oh, we are going to lose jobs. No. We will not, let there be job losses.
Like people are emotional about their job.
Yeah, I don't blame them. But we will reduce those standing agencies. Because every standing agency has a vote of expenditure for overheads. Why spending money on overheads when that agency is not adding any value to the life of members of the household? They have been created 25 years ago because of a problem 25 years ago. Those problems are no more there. Why are you allowing those agencies to exist? Then the bill is saying we have to prune down the agencies of federal government, review the mandates of the agencies that there are now. What are the realities of our time now?
The realities.
We have to redevelop. Yes. We have to redevelop those mandates so that they will be in tune and in line with the realities of today and add value to the life of the common man today. And then look at their processes. Are their processes, their business process, their revenue process, are they meeting, our goals that we have set? We redesign those ones. So this, model will sponsor a bill for the creation of an impact assessment unit. Any project of government, any program of government, any law of government that we cannot measure their impact directly on members of the household or members of the firms, they must be expunged. They must be thrown away. That is what the impact assessment unit seeks to achieve. We cannot be spending money on things that will not add value to members of the household and members of the firm. A polity is in three: the government, the firms, and the household. And there must be circular flow of income and consumption between the government, between the firms, and the household. And we must ensure that members of the household are not impoverished. We must ensure that any policy, any program of government is not injurious to the majority of members of the household. That is what governance is about. Not power grabbing, attention grabbing, quarreling, laying siege. Everybody enters today, the next minute they are planning to be president in the next 4 years. A senator enters today, he's planning to be governor of the state immediately. He has not even served the mandate that his people has given him for 4 years. Is this the kind of country that we want to continue? We don't have to go to opposition before our voices are heard.
I was going to ask you because
I am a member of APC.
Yes,
I am not going to leave
APC. There are
APC.
allegations that some of you are going to defect because of this gagging.
I am not going to leave.
Gagging.
I am not going to leave APC
to achieve
because
your good
because
ambition.
yes, because
a lot of people say, oh, there are other parties like in Osun State now. Some people have just dumped APC for ADP, and there are other parties like SDP. There are other parties, parties like.
Unfortunately, the proliferation of parties.
Yes, sir.
Now we have 91 political parties.
Yes, registered now.
Registered. For me, it is a waste of time and resources. Our population are largely illiterate.
Okay. Okay.
Look at our literacy. Look at our literacy data in Nigeria.
Okay.
We are about, only 43% literate. Our literacy level on the average is about 43%. Southwest is a region of 65%, followed by Southeast, a region of 51%, followed by South.
Okay, yeah,
South.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the north we still have literacy level of 18%, 13% in the north.
Maybe northwest.
Northeast. So how are we going to, make changes or bring innovations that would be dead on arrival? Because you have 91 political parties to be on the ballot paper.
On the ballot.
How are you going to sensitize those illiterates on how to use that ballot?
That's the literate voters.
The illiterate voters. Yeah. So it's an issue. And in terms of ideology, gradually we are beginning to see, that we are not building the content of ideology, in our polity.
For your party recently, scale of defections, come in and come out.
It's a shame.
The president just defected.
It's a shame.
Some very big political celebrities just defected.
It's a shame.
And you ask yourself,
a lot of people have.
Is there ideology?
A lot of people.
Do you believe APC is a party of ideology or a party of cash and carry?
It's a shame that that's why I started by saying that the present leadership of the party must tread with caution. They must tread with a lot of caution, because you are sliding this party towards business, cash and carry kind of venture. If we cannot hear any position paper on what we are going to do in the next 4 years, all we hear is attacking this, attacking that, making inflammatory statements that can hit up the polity, doing brigandage. That is how I see it. They have not shown good examples to young people coming up in the party. We shouldn't reduce governance to this kind of wishy-washy. A lot of people are looking at us in the world.
Yeah.
The other day I saw a video on how to win election in Africa, and I was crying.
How to win election
in Africa.
That's a crazy video indeed.
Looking at what is happening in Zimbabwe, in the Gambia, in Nigeria, in Liberia,
in Congo.
In Congo, and we are a laughing stock. Is it a crime to be black? Some people are held up in the MTA syndrome. Do you know what I call MTA syndrome?
What's the MTA syndrome?
Must travel abroad syndrome.
Must travel abroad syndrome.
Yeah. Because of this kind of things.
That's the Aspirant syndrome.
They must leave. They don't want to stay here.
And they don't want to
do a perception survey amongst young coppers or final year students, you will hear all of them. They don't have any belief in a positive future for themselves in Nigeria. If we have degenerated to that level, then it is a shame on us. Because we are saying that there is no sustainable future. If there is no sustainable future, who are the people that are going to carry on when we are tired? Those are the reasons why I am coming out in politics. Those are the reasons why I am saying no. We can do things differently. We must change the narratives in government. We must, improve the lot of our people beyond rhetoric.
So since I knew you, a passionate youth advocate, I mean, I've seen you in different fora talking to young people about changing of attitude, especially as regard morals. I've seen you in school events, school premises, talking to young people that are graduating and all that. But my fear is that, does the political class see you? Because I used to ask that LOL is variable. A good country will have seen you and say, okay, please come and become the Minister of Youth. Please come and become this or that. Oh, please come and create a director of youth development for us. With all your models that you've been talking about on radio, on television, on social media, are you afraid that you are not going to be appreciated, or you are not going to be used to solve the problem of the mass young people in this country? Are you not bothered?
All right. I appreciate where you're coming from.
Yes, sir. Because that's a real question. That's my fear.
Like I said, whatever I've been doing over the years,
okay, sir,
are for public interest. I have come to learn a lot in life, about sowing and keep sowing. Life is not all about money.
No, we're not even talking about money.
Yeah.
We're talking about being recognized
and being appreciated,
yeah, and being used for the purpose.
I understand.
We're not talking about money. We're talking about applying your value, what you stand for, to solve the problem.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. For me,
we have the kind of youth development in this country. We have
I have said it again and again.
Okay, sir.
That my involvement in politics, is to improve the socioeconomic well-being of this place that I have found myself. I have done a lot on youth development. Any good system must prepare its youth from infancy stage with qualitative education, no matter the class or creed. At adolescent stage, in addition to qualitative education, give mentorship in good norms and value, positive social inclusion. Because immediately that person becomes an adult, if the person is not productive, cannot further his education, cannot learn a vocation, the person will be a liability on the system. I have just finished a program at the medium, security prison, like I said.
Yes, sir.
And you will find out that 90% of the people occupying our prisons are products that are not prepared to be functional as adults. They were not prepared to be functional as adults.
From their young
age. I have looked at all these things as a governance and social researcher. I have interacted with a lot of young persons. And I know that we need to do more in education, in vocational training, in reorientation. We have to go away from the lottery mindset to get anything meaningful from our youth. If we do not change the lottery mindset, mindset that, oh, I'm going to become a millionaire if I play with 100 naira, with 200 naira.
Why can't you call it the Yahoo mindset?
Because that is the mindset that a lot of young persons have. Miracle mindset, lottery mindset. They don't believe that you need to build yourself, capacity building, infrastructure of the mind building. So that by the time you are prepared well educationally, by the time you are prepared well by learning a vocation, money will look for you. You will be able to contribute to the development of your society, you'll be able to drive the economy, you'll be able to shape the polity, you'll be a social engineer. So these are things that I derive joy from when I go to secondary schools and I propagate free of charge to young minds. One day, a young girl came to me and said, wow, you should be our governor. And I smiled. Another young girl came and said, oh, I think I've seen your poster before. Were you contesting? I said, yes. She said, what now happened? I said, I was asked to step down. She said, what? And you agreed? I said, yes. She said, and you are coming here to teach us to stand up for our dreams?
This is a very sad...
A 16-year-old said that to me.
That is it.
And I have remained in the party.
I feel sad.
Because I believe in the ideology of that party. That, okay, this party amongst the peers in Nigeria seems to be progressive, developmental, and have people that can lead us out. But now I am beginning to change my mind. I'm beginning to see this party differently. Because you cannot, build on falsehood. You cannot shut out people that are moving about on the streets to canvass for votes, that are touching lives positively, that have shown empathy to members of their community, that have sown lives into... I don't go to people that will vote for me. I sow into lives that I'm not even expecting anything from. When I walk on the streets, young boys will come and say, oh, I think I know you, sir. I'll say, where? Yeah, he came to our school some time ago. I said, I'll say, thank you. These are developmental things that we are doing.
No. Does that make you feel the pain?
I'm feeling the pain that I'm being undervalued. I'm being shut out. I want to stand up for my generation.
To contribute to development.
To development of my
polity.
polity.
Young people are coming to accuse you and to charge at you that why are you not there to save us?
It's a shame.
Yep.
I don't have to go out of APC to be heard in Nigeria. I don't have to go out of APC to be given the ticket of the party to represent my generation. I have so much to contribute. I have told you 8 legislative bills that I have developed from 4 solution models. The 5th solution model is on youth and social development. A bill on youth and social development enhancement is prepared by my humble self. That is going to reorientate the mind of the average youth. That is going to synchronize into the educational system, positive social inclusion. Today, adolescent population propensity to cultism and violence and to crime is 6 out of 10. If we do not do anything,
6 out of 10 youths.
Out of 10 youths,
6 out of 10
they have propensity to go into cultism, to go into violence, to go into heinous crimes. If we don't do anything about it.
Are you aware of the Gogoro addicts and the Lotto addicts and the Yahoo addicts?
It is a shame.
And the crime addicts.
That is what our system has thrown at us. Our population is growing at 2.5%, sir.
Yes, sir.
By 2050, just 32 years time, our population will double. What is the development plan that we have put in place? Everybody is talking about sustainable development goals. We are following them, in the bandwagon effect. What structures are we putting in place? If you don't put effective planning and consequence management into your governance framework, you will not get there. Have you been to Apapa lately?
In fact, it was sad. The other day we were going to interview someone in Apapa and we spent almost 3 hours in that horrible satanic gridlock.
The Apapa Oshodi Expressway.
The road is even another story entirely.
If you look at the road on both sides.
I'm talking about the trailers now. The road is horrible.
I worked in Apapa as a 2005.
Okay, sir.
In my corporate career, private sector. And the road has been the way I left it.
Since then?
Since then. When I was working there in 2005, that was how the road was. When I stopped working there in 2009, that's how the road is up till now. Now, if you now go about passage of that road, you see trucks everywhere, you see tankers everywhere, just moving around that environment, using an helicopter has described the kind of people we are. We lack a vision, we lack focus, we lack planning. That is why any federal road, the road that leads to our port, would be in that condition.
Very sensitive,
very sensitive road. And we have had democratic governance, for about 20 years. Although this government has done a lot, in infrastructure renewal. I must give it to BRF, His Excellency in the area of works, infrastructure everywhere in the country. But we need to do more. The models that I have espoused on financial re-engineering would put more money for capital development projects.